Assalamualaikum everybody. Today we're going to be talking about halal dividends. Apa tu? Kan? So in today's podcast episode, we're going to be addressing this term called halal dividends. Some of you may have seen these very, very common ads on social media where they talk about halal this, halal that. Get your dividend income stream the halal way. And then some of you click the ad and then some of you are like, apa ni? Kan? And so today, let's throw it to my guys. One, where have you seen this term halal dividends?
Halal dividend. I heard it. I heard the term passive income. So passive income is, if I'm not wrong, is dividend. But halal dividends, that one I learned from you lah. The halal investment. So there are halal and haram of it lah. So
Okay.
mm-mm.
Okay. Asri, what about you? You brought up this topic. Where did you see these things?
I'm seeing it in Facebook, and usually when I do click, they will probably send me to a Facebook page where it's only one post and it's about that halal dividend. They'll show in one instance just recently, I think yesterday or the day before. It showed how they even listed the breakdown. You put in a certain sum amount of money, and then based on a certain percentage, you get back every year, that kind of thing, depending on the schedule of when they actually do pay out. But not to say bad, but it does look a bit like something that was generated by ChatGPT. So yeah, uh, because if it is from ChatGPT, I'm actually do surprised. But then again, it's AI, so the facts are there. But whether they actually are able to generate that kind of returns is another thing, lah. So yeah.
Okay. Zul, what about you? Where have you seen these terms called halal dividends?
I think recently it's quite common online, especially on social media platform. I think I shared with you guys last week. I received a phone call from one company lah. I can't recall what's the name of the company. So apparently she claims that I clicked on one of the ads with regards to halal dividends or halal investments, and she was so eager to why did you fix a Zoom appointment with me? They say, yeah, sure, why not? After that, I said, can I ask a quick question? So, what platform are you guys running on for your online investment? I think she got taken quite aback with the question. She started to fumble her script. After that, I tell her, okay, look, why don't you text me the details? We will set schedule for appointment. And till date, I'm still waiting for her details.
But did she tell you which platform?
Nope.
Okay. And that's the reality of it, right? If y'all are watching or listening in from Singapore, you would see a lot of ads on social media talking about halal investments, halal dividends. And then when you click it, you put in your details. Somebody who is an insurance agent or a financial advisor supposedly will call you and then try to sell you another ILP, right? An investment linked policy. And then they will say, oh, there's attractive startup bonuses. There's, or you can get halal funds. But the reality of it is ILPs like this actually lock people in for a very long time. I think we spoke about it in the previous episode. One of our colleagues, the father's ILP, after 20 over years, made what, less than 2% per year? He's better off leaving that money in CPF to make more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back to halal dividends. But also when people talk about halal dividends on these ads and all, I have been teaching, you guys know I've been teaching the Halal Investor Masterclass and the Halal Investor course for 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you all remember the parable of the pokok kurma?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is the story of the pokok kurma? Come, Asri.
In my understanding, in mind, what I remember is like, kind of I mix it up with like sikit-sikit then dibukit, that kind of thing. You put in continuously. So yeah, as your pokok kurma grows and bear fruits, that's when you collect the harvest of your labor lah. That's how I actually remember it.
Okay, close, very close. Almost there. One, what is the story of the pokok kurma?
Yeah, story of pokok kurma is where we plant the seed of the pokok kurma. Then every day we take care of it, we water it, we put all the nutrients. Then for how many years? Then inshallah, in the future when it start grow and start bearing fruit, then it's only for yours. It's under your name only. Then when the pokok kurma start to bear fruit, it bear fruits forever. Then it's only belong to you or your family lah, the one that you want to name. Think something like
Yeah.
that.
All
Yeah.
right, well done, well done. And that's pretty much the story of your investments. Yes, you put your money to work, let it grow, then one day it will start to bear halal dividends. Ah. And so when we talk about halal dividends, here's the thing, what makes it halal? What makes it halal? If you guys
No
cannot
pork, no
answer,
lard.
The, the portfolio.
okay, tell me about the portfolio. What makes it halal?
It doesn't involve any haram investments, like alcohol or gambling.
One has an idea. Go ahead, one.
Uh, one of it is war,
Wow, okay, well,
contributing to war. That's why I do that.
yeah.
The
Okay.
company contributing to war. There are many factors lah. There's making investment haram. So one of it is war. Alcohol, for entertainment also haram.
Okay, long story short, long story short. The halal portfolio that you have is very much determined by the assets you hold inside, whether it's a unit trust, whether it's ETF and all that. And for all our listeners today, I want to tell you this upfront. If it doesn't have a halal cert, it's not halal. Okay, people can say, oh, it's a technology fund. Oh, it's a pharmaceutical fund. It's a biomedical fund. Yeah, sure. But if it doesn't have the halal cert, it doesn't mean that it's halal. And if your financial advisor or your insurance agent tells you, this one is our personal opinion, we have a Sharia scholar that say, because it is not in that industry, it should be okay. That's false. I'll be totally upfront. For everybody who's listening, you need to go through the AOFI method of screening, where it's sector specific, debt ratio, and tainted revenue. So just because the unit trust says, oh, pharmaceutical, doesn't mean it's halal. You have to make sure that there is a Sharia advisory board to say that every single stock inside is halal. Okay, so not so easy, let's put it that way. And so on back to the topic of halal dividends. Yes, Asri.
What happens if my advisor say, I've heard about it a lot. Even before I joining this industry, advisor says, no worry, it's recommended by my managers, my seniors. This one IT or pharmaceutical. It's okay, can.
Okay. Bagus, even better. Then you ask them, is your manager a Sharia scholar? And specifically in Islamic finance? Because I've met, don't get me wrong, there are certain groups out there, they claim that, they graduated from University of Cairo, they have a degree or diploma in theology, in Islamic studies. Doesn't mean they know necessarily about Islamic finance. No, okay, let's just be totally upfront. Just because you're an ustad or an ustazah does not make you qualified to talk about finance. I said it, right? I am not an ustad. None of us here are ustads. I hope none of us are ustazahs either. Right? But we know what's right, we know what's wrong, because we are trained in the finance space, right? And we are trained by our principal, Financial Alliance Islamic Wealth Advisory, the only ones we're allowed to use that CHOP seal stamp certified Islamic wealth advisors. And we know for a fact that it goes deeper than that. And so I would tell everybody out here, if your assets are not labeled Sharia compliant or halal, most likely it's not. Simple as that. You wouldn't want to go to a restaurant and makan something that says no pork, no lard. Right? Oh yeah, no pork, no lard. Sure, but there are other elements that could be haram. Yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. especially so with our investments. And so we're going to talk about our halal dividends right now. I can tell you off the top of my head at least 4 different instruments that you can invest by yourself at zero fees to generate dividends for you. Okay, very simple. I just name it right now. Not investment advice. They may not fit your desired outcomes and current situation. So please talk to one of us. But the 4 off the top of my head. Number 1 is Maybank Global Sukuk Income Fund. At the point of this recording, it's currently paying 4.5% in dividends. Not bad, right? You put in $100,000 every year, they give you $4,500. The second one is also by Maybank Asset Management. It's the Maybank Asian Growth and Income Fund, currently paying 5% in dividends per year. Also not bad. Then there's the other 2. One is the Franklin Global Sukuk Fund, which pays about 2% per annum. Okay. And then you've got the HSBC Global Sukuk Fund as well, also paying about 2% per annum. Also okay. So that 4. All these 4, guys, you know, what is that? What's my favorite fund platform? No, I always tell you all.
IFAS.
IFAS is us as advisors, the one that's open to the public.
Oh,
Fund Supermart.
Supermart.
Yeah, Fund Supermart. So all our listeners today, if you go to fsm1.com, open an account. Again, we don't get anything, you do this. Open an account, look for any of these 4 funds. You can start investing with 0% fees. Mic drop. Macam, do you need a startup bonus? Do you need an ILP? Do you need to set a Zoom meeting with anyone?
Set with you guys.
And so on the topic of halal investing and halal dividends, is it possible, gentlemen?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely possible. You don't have to, click some weird ad to go and figure things out by yourself. Tak payah. All you need to do is attend our class one day soon, inshallah, and we'll show you exactly how to do it with 0 fees down. Why not? And so halal dividends, most importantly, is your portfolio must be halal. You get your dividends coming in from the source that is halal. So you know that your dividends are absolutely halal. Compared to, you have to purchase an ILP, stuck for 20 years, and then barely make any money because the fees and charges are very high. Then after that, the question is that ILP even halal? And then the funds inside the ILP, somebody gives you a personal opinion, it's a technology fund. Therefore, it is not alcohol, it's not gambling, it must be halal, which is also wrong. And then you get dividends from that one. Are those dividends halal? And so for all our listeners today, if you have any questions about halal dividends or halal investing or even Sharia-compliant instruments, let us know. We've got an ebook called the Halal Instruments ebook. Go to hib.modernmuslim.finance. You can go and download the ebook. It's got 16 halal investments for you to potentially add to your portfolio to maybe make some money. Again, not investment advice. Please speak to a qualified professional. Emphasis on qualified professional. And also, I would add caveat, speak to an experienced qualified professional. I've been doing this for 12 years. Our buddies here all total have more than a decade of experience in total. Alhamdulillah. And gents, any last minute words before we end this episode?
I would say this whole thing about halal dividend and things is definitely something that most Muslims are looking out for. That's why probably you could probably see more in the Facebook ads, Instagram ads, that kind of thing. So I think one question that most of us or most of the viewers out there would have is this real? Is this a scam? So if you do have worries like that, just drop us a PM. We'll be more than happy to help. So yes.
Thank you, Asri. What about you, Wan?
I think there's no easy way or there's no cheating in easy way to get money lah, like for example sometimes I saw as saying like, wow, retire in seven years time, very short duration, because how, I mean, can possibly, but you need you haven't even go into it yet, and possibly the amount that you need to contribute every month is higher for that amount. I mean, possible, but do you have that So sometimes don't be tricked by the easy, fast way of retirement or achieving financial independence, this kind of thing. There are efforts that need to be put in, knowledge that you need to learn, skills, need to study everything lah. So most likely all those ads that we saw, early retirement, 7 years, 5 years, oh, those are definitely scam or there are something they might not telling you in upfront lah.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yes, that's true. Yes, you can retire. Apa? The one that said, I think I can retire today based on my bank account balance if I die on Thursday. Zul, what about you?
Good.
There is definitely a hunger for this knowledge topic from what I can see. A lot of people wanting to, make an investment for their retirement, but uh, wondering how to go about doing it in a halal way, in a halal perspective. And at the same time, there are also misinformation out there that is being publicized as an advertisement as halal dividends just because it's what is not mean that the funds that involve are not food related, alcohol related, or gambling related doesn't make it halal in the first place. And also there are also like once it's an opportunity for scammers also on that. Like previously we have seen where they have MUI certificate for for investment. Yeah. So I think you got to be wary. You got to do your due diligence lah, to do your research before you start any investments. If you are ever in doubt, feel free to drop any of us text to inquire more. I will be more than happy to guide. Yeah.
Absolutely. When in doubt,
I know.
ask.
I know Afiq said earlier, must have the halal shop, but not the Muiz halal shop.
Yes, folks. Yes, on that note, if somebody sells you an investment with the Muiz Halal logo, clear cut scam. Clear cut scam. The Muiz Halal logo is only for food and drink. Nothing to do with
F&B,
investments. Okay? So no such thing. Be very, very clear on that. And so, folks, on the last thing that we want to cover on this particular episode of the podcast is, yes, absolutely, halal dividends are possible. And you can absolutely do it by yourself without some annoying agent trying to sell you another ILP. Now, will we ever sell you an ILP? Absolutely not. What we're trying to sell you is this: financial independence through education and empowerment. So yeah, we've got books, we've got courses. Feel free to attend, ask us the questions, and inshallah, we'll put you onto the path of financial independence. Yes?
Yes.
My name's Afiq from Modern Muslim Finance. I am the Chief Finance Ninja, and these are my fellow ninjas, Wan, Asri, and Zul. Gentlemen, say goodbye, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Bye.
Salam.